You know that feeling, right? When you're just stuck, completely caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, where, like, none of the options look good.
Exactly. And going back, that's just not happening. Well, hold on to that feeling, because that's precisely the kind of dread, that trap, facing the Fellowship of the Ring as they're looking at the entrance to Moria.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into J.R.R. Tolkien's A Journey in the Dark. Such a key chapter in the Fellowship of the Ring.
It really is. And you mentioned you're interested in how Tolkien builds that amazing suspense, you know?
Yeah.
How he uses the place itself, the setting, to create such a mood.
Yeah, and how the characters deal with it all, the pressure.
Right. So that's our goal today. Really dig into the crucial bits of this chapter, figure out what makes it just stick with you.
Okay, so context. They've just been absolutely hammered trying to get over the mountain, Khazad-dûm. Weather's terrible, and they know they might be followed.
Pursuit, yeah. It's getting dangerous.
So the only way forward, the path Gandalf suggests, and he's clearly not thrilled about it, is through the Mines of Moria.
And it's definitely not like a scenic route. It's a plunge, really, into somewhere dark and forgotten.
Yeah, forgotten is a good word.
And it's key to see this chapter, A Journey in the Dark. It's way more than just them walking underground. It's a massive turning point.
How so?
Well, the pressure cooker gets turned up, you know? Existing tensions in the group, they get worse, and it dives deep into their fears, the history hanging over them. This chapter shifts things.
Being chased on the outside to something else.
Exactly. More internal struggles. Plus, it sets up some major character moments and, well, eventually loss. It's a real shift in tone.
Okay, so let's dig into that decision first. To actually go in, there's no excitement, is there? No one's like, oh, great ancient ruins.
No, none of that. It's the total opposite. You feel this heavy reluctance, this sense of doom almost. The second Moria is even brought up.
And different characters react differently, which is interesting.
Totally. Tolkien uses that brilliantly to build the dread. Look at Gimli. You'd think, okay, he's a dwarf. He'd be eager to see Khazad-dûm, this legendary dwarf city.
Right.
But no. He talks about it with this reverence, but it's soaked in sadness. He knows the glory is gone.
And Boromir.
Boromir's just straight up mistrustful. He feels something dark there, like a bad vibe coming from the place itself.
Even Aragorn's uneasy.
Even Aragorn, yeah. Our rock, our leader, he's got serious reservations about this route, too.
And Frodo. The book really singles out his dread. It feels deeper, more personal somehow.
It does. It's like this physical weight on him, a certainty that something awful is waiting. It really hammers home that this isn't some clever strategic move.
No, it's desperation, pure and simple.
Yeah.
You feel them getting boxed in, the walls closing, the tension just ramps up.
Absolutely. And knowing it's their only option, that feeling of necessity is vital as they get to the West Gate, the doors of Durin. This isn't an adventure. It's the last resort.
Okay, the gates themselves.
Yeah.
That Elvish inscription is beautiful, right? Hints at what the place used to be.
Yeah, this time of, friendship between elves and dwarves. And then there's the password puzzle.
Speak, friend, and enter. Seems simple enough.
Well, yeah, but it requires knowing the right word. Melon, friend in Elvish. It's about knowledge, not brute force, which is kind of neat. But the really fascinating part...
Gandalf stumbling.
Gandalf stumbling, yeah. This incredibly wise, powerful wizard, he just blanks for a moment. It's such a human thing.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit of irony makes him feel relatable, even humble under all that pressure.
Yeah, it grounds him a bit. But that moment, that little puzzle, it's shattered almost immediately.
Oh, yeah. The Watcher in the Water. That comes out of nowhere.
Completely. The mood just flips. This horrifying ancient thing erupts from the lake, attacks Frodo, grabs him.
And then, bam.
Yeah.
The doors slam shut behind them. They're sealed in.
Sealed in. That's it. Violent, sudden, irreversible. Any idea of maybe turning back? Gone. They are absolutely committed now, whether they like it or not.
So they're inside. Open sky. Gone. Woods, rivers. Gone. Now it's this. Oppressive, underground, just torchlight. Echoes.
And that feeling of being watched.
Yes. That constant sense of presence in the dark. Tolkien just paints it so well. The contrast is stark.
That's where his skill with setting and atmosphere just explodes. He takes you from open country right into this claustrophobic, buried world. And then Gandalf starts telling the history.
Khazad-dûm, its glory days.
And its fall. How the dwarves dug too deep, woke up Durin's Bane, the Balrog, knowing that history just layers on the tragedy and the danger.
And the descriptions of the place itself. Huge pillars vanishing into blackness, bottomless pits, these vast empty halls. It's haunting.
Even Gimli, who should be, marveling at the stonework, he's mostly quiet. You feel his awe is just crushed by the sadness of it all. It's a ruin, a tomb.
And what about Frodo and all this? You mentioned the ring earlier.
Right. The text subtly suggests the darkness itself seems to feed the ring, make it stronger, heavier for him. It's like the evil of the place resonates with the evil he's carrying, adds this whole other psychological layer.
Wow. Okay. But even in this gloom, there are these little character moments, right? Things that tell you a lot about them.
Oh, definitely. Tolkien is great at weaving those in. Like Pippin,
Ah, yes. Pippin in the well.
that impulsive moment, just drops the stone down, maybe out of curiosity, maybe boredom, and then that terrifying drumming starts. Boom! Doom! Doom!
It chills.
Uh,
It shows how easily one small thing can just shatter the silence and potentially alert anything down there.
Exactly. High stakes for even a careless action.
And then on the flip side, you have Sam worrying about Bill the pony.
Oh, Bill, yeah. They had to leave him outside the gate. It's such a small detail, isn't it? But it brings this warmth, this touch of simple loyalty and sadness for their companion. Reminds you what they're fighting for in a way.
It really does. A little bit of heart in the darkness.
And Gandalf. Seeing Gandalf unsure, that hits hard.
Yeah, usually he's the one who knows the way, has the answers.
Right. So when he admits he's uncertain, when he has to really puzzle out the path, that tells you, the reader, okay, this is serious. Even he's feeling the pressure, the danger.
And creeping around the edges? Gollum.
Gollum, just a faint patter of feet behind them, unseen. It's so creepy. Tolkien just plants that seed of another threat, this hidden follower, building tension slowly without a big reveal. Masterful setup.
So Moria's really pushing them, isn't it? Testing the whole fellowship.
Oh, absolutely. It's a crucible, strips away any comfort, any sense of control. They have to rely on each other, on Gandalf in this place that just feels hostile, alien. They're completely exposed.
And it's not just, oh no, there might be orcs, right? The fear is deeper.
Much deeper. It's the weight of all that history, like you said, walking through a graveyard, the feeling of decay, of ancient tragedy, the sense that they woke something terrible up.
That idea of, digging too deep, greed.
Exactly. Moria is like this giant echoing monument to the consequences of that. Disturbing things best left buried. It's a physical symbol of past mistakes and a warning.
So a journey in the dark isn't just about a physical journey then, it's symbolic, a turning point for the whole quest.
Definitely. The text calls it the start of their darkest period, and it is. It's a descent, literal and metaphorical.
And it says something about heroism too, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it really highlights that heroism often isn't about the big, flashy wins. Sometimes it's just putting one foot in front of the other, choosing to keep going when everything inside you wants to stop, wants to run, facing that fear and darkness and just enduring.
And Moria itself is a symbol.
Mm.
It's packed with meaning.
So much. The past, definitely. The danger of greed, like we said. How even great things fall apart. And the scary idea that some powers, once unleashed, you just can't put back in the box. Some doors, once you open them.
You can't close them again.
Wow. Yeah. It really drives home the stakes of their whole mission with the ring. It's not just a hike to a volcano. It's about facing darkness inside and out.
The description and the analysis, slow, methodical, haunting, that feels spot on for the chapter's pacing. It's not constant action.
No, it's that creeping dread. It settles over you as you read. It stays with you.
Which just speaks to Tolkien's incredible skill.
Totally. How he blends the history, the atmosphere that you can almost taste and smell, and then the individual character reactions. It all weaves together to create this tension that just keeps building and building. It's textbook suspense, really.
And by the end of the chapter, you definitely feel like something else is coming.
Oh, yeah. There's no relief, just this heavy sense of foreboding. It clearly foreshadows that the worst is yet to come. Their journey through Moria is far from over.
Gets you ready for what happens next.
It does. Leaves you holding your breath, just like the Fellowship, waiting for whatever is waiting for them down there in the deep.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive on A Journey in the Dark, we've really seen how that choice to enter Moria was born of pure desperation, heavy with dread.
Right, and negates that brief puzzle, then being sealed in, so final.
Then inside, that oppressive, haunting atmosphere of lost glory, how it affects everyone.
And those little character moments, Pippin's stone, Sam's pony, Gandalf's doubt, they reveal so much vulnerability.
Plus the hints of Gollum, the building threats, and Moria overall as this massive symbol and test.
Yeah. And thinking back to your interest in suspense and atmosphere, you see how Tolkien uses the setting itself, the darkness, the sounds, the ruins, almost like another character.
It's not just wallpaper, it acts on them.
Exactly. And their reactions, their fear, their uncertainty, that's what ramps up the suspense for you, the reader. It's a masterclass in using environment and character together. These techniques, they work in any story. They even help us understand how people react under pressure in, well, real life.
That makes you think, doesn't it? Which brings us to a final thought for you listening. What about the dark roads in our own lives?
Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Right. Those times when things look bleak, the way forward is scary, and turning back isn't really an option. Could the themes we talked about today, just persevering, needing your companions, facing up to the past, maybe offer some kind of framework for navigating those times?
It's definitely something to chew on, isn't it? Long after we finish talking here. Me